The whisper of wealth, inspired by Think and Grow Rich. At some point, often in quiet moments, a small voice rises within us. A whisper. Is this all there is? Could my life become something greater? We're handed a script. Go to school, work hard, get a job, save, retire. For many, this path feels safe. But for some, maybe for you, there's a quiet pull towards something more. Not just money, not just comfort, but meaning, purpose, significance. It's a dangerous question, because once you hear it, you can't ignore it. This is where Think and Grow Rich begins. Napoleon Hill spent over 20 years studying the most successful minds of his time: Ford, Edison, Carnegie. He wasn't chasing their wealth. He was uncovering their secret. And he found it. Thoughts are things. Not idle dreams, but real forces. Every breakthrough, every fortune started as a single thought, believed in deeply, pursued relentlessly. Hill shows us that success isn't random. It's built through clear desire, focused thinking, and persistent action. And it's available to anyone willing to master these principles. You now stand at the same crossroads. Will you follow the default path, or will you dare to design your own? Think and Grow Rich is more than a book. It's an invitation to take full ownership of your future. If you're ready to turn knowledge into real change, subscribe to Audiobook Bites. We break down powerful books into actionable wisdom. Subscribe now, and let's grow together. The power of desire, the birth of a dream. At the very heart of every great achievement, every towering fortune, every world-changing invention, every legendary success story, there lies a single force: desire. But not just any desire. Not the idle passing thoughts we have while scrolling through our phones. Not the casual daydreams we entertain in traffic or during quiet afternoons. Not, it would be nice if I had more money, or maybe one day I'll be successful. Those thoughts come and go like leaves in the wind. What Napoleon Hill speaks of is something far more potent: a burning desire, a fierce, unrelenting hunger that takes hold of you and simply refuses to let go. It keeps you awake at night. It pulls you out of bed early in the morning. It occupies your thoughts in the quiet spaces of your day. It's not satisfied with vague hopes. It demands specifics, because true desire, Hill explains, is always paired with clarity. Exactly what do you want? Not a fuzzy, more money someday, but a clear, vivid target. I will accumulate $1 million by the age of 40. I will own my business, debt-free, by 2027. I will become financially independent within 10 years. Without clarity, desire is weak. It has no form, no shape, no direction. But when you make it specific, when you give it a clear destination, desire transforms into something extraordinary: purpose. And Hill doesn't stop there. He challenges you to go deeper. By when will you achieve it? A dream without a deadline is just a wish. A deadline creates urgency. It forces action. It makes you accountable to yourself. But even that isn't enough. Hill asks the most uncomfortable question of all: what will you give in return? Because wealth, in any form, is never free. It always requires an exchange of time, of effort, of learning, of risk, of sacrifice. Most people never confront these questions. They float through life vaguely wanting more, but never defining what more actually means. They drift. They react to circumstances. They wait for luck, or for someone else to hand them a better life. But those who succeed, they decide. They declare their vision. They write it down. They visualize it daily. They build a plan. They commit to the price. And most importantly, they act. even when the outcome is not guaranteed. Hill teaches us that desire is not passive. It is a living force. It must be fed daily with emotion, with faith, with focus. The burning desire is the seed. Clarity gives it roots. Persistence waters it. And over time, that seed grows into something powerful, something real. Every fortune ever built began this way. Every great life ever lived started here. So ask yourself, what exactly do you want? By when? What are you willing to give in exchange? The answers to these questions hold more power than most people ever realize. Because once your desire becomes definite, it begins to move the world around you. Faith, believing before seeing. Desire is the spark. It's the moment the dream is born. Vivid, exciting, powerful. But desire alone is not enough to carry you to the finish line. Desire can ignite action, but it needs something stronger to sustain it through the inevitable storms, setbacks, and doubts that come with any ambitious journey. That something is faith. Napoleon Hill emphasizes this with unshakable clarity. You must believe, with absolute certainty, that your success is not only possible, but inevitable. Not maybe, not hopefully, not if everything goes perfectly, but a deep inner knowing that what you desire will happen. This kind of belief doesn't arise by accident. It's not blind hope. It's not wishful thinking. It is something far more powerful, a trained belief, a belief built deliberately, brick by brick, thought by thought, until it becomes unshakable. Hill introduces the method to build this faith, autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the practice of feeding your mind with your desired outcome every single day until your subconscious accepts it as truth. You speak your goals aloud. You write them down. You read them each morning when you wake and each night before you sleep. You visualize your success in rich, vivid detail. How it looks, how it feels, the emotions you'll experience when you've achieved it. You create mental movies where your dream is already real. You feel the pride, the gratitude, the joy, as if it has already happened. Why? Because your mind cannot distinguish vividly imagined reality from actual experience. The more you feed it these images, the more your subconscious begins to accept them as facts. And when your subconscious believes, your actions begin to align. Your confidence grows. Your creativity unlocks. Opportunities seem to appear, not because they weren't there before, but because now you're prepared to see and seize them. This is why so many people fail. They want success, but deep down, they doubt it. That doubt poisons their actions, weakens their resolve, and sabotages their efforts before they even start. But those who succeed, they train their faith. They guard their minds like a fortress, allowing no room for negativity, no space for doubt. Every day, they nourish their belief. They speak their dream into existence. They carry themselves as if success is not just coming, but already here. Faith, in Hill's philosophy, is the bridge between desire and reality. It transforms invisible thought into visible results. It fuels persistence when obstacles arise. It silences the inner critic. It attracts people, resources, and circumstances to support your mission. And most importantly, it gives you the courage to keep going long enough for success to catch up. Because in the end, every great achievement was once nothing more than a thought, carried forward by someone who chose to believe before they could see. The silent partner, the subconscious mind. Deep within you operates a quiet, tireless force, one that never sleeps, never questions, never argues. It works beneath your awareness, processing every word, every thought, every emotion you feed into it. This force is your subconscious mind, your silent partner. Unlike your conscious mind, which analyzes, critiques, and debates, your subconscious accepts everything you give it without judgment. It does not distinguish between truth or lie, reality or fantasy, fear or confidence. It simply receives, it absorbs, and then it acts. This is both a profound gift and a dangerous responsibility. If you consistently feed your subconscious with fear, doubt, worry, and limitation, it will accept those messages as its operating instructions. It will quietly shape your behaviors to align with those beliefs. You'll hesitate to take risks. You'll sabotage opportunities. You'll attract circumstances that reinforce your doubts. But if you feed it with faith, confidence, clarity, and unshakable belief in your success, your subconscious will just as faithfully obey. It will search for solutions, notice opportunities, spark creative ideas, and guide your actions, often in ways you won't consciously realize. This is why autosuggestion, the repetition of clear, positive, definite goals, is so crucial. Every time you vividly visualize your dream, every time you speak your goal aloud, you are programming your subconscious. You're giving it new instructions. You're planting seeds of success that will quietly grow beneath the surface. And the more frequently you feed these images into your mind, the stronger they take root. Over time, something remarkable begins to happen. Without forcing it, you start making better decisions. Without overthinking, you take bold actions that align with your vision. Without fully understanding how, you meet people, stumble upon ideas, or attract circumstances that move you closer to your goal. It feels almost like coincidence, but it's not. It's your subconscious at work, guiding you, nudging you, filtering the vast sea of information around you, drawing your attention to the very things that serve your dream. Hill calls this silent partner the connecting link between the conscious mind and infinite intelligence, the source of creativity, insight, and higher wisdom. It's as if your subconscious, once programmed with clear intent, taps into a greater reservoir of knowledge and resources far beyond your daily awareness. But the responsibility is always yours. You are the gatekeeper. Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, every word you repeat, these are the raw materials your subconscious uses to build your reality. If you allow negativity, fear, or cynicism to dominate, your silent partner will faithfully create a life filled with obstacles, scarcity, and limitation. But if you train your mind with discipline, feeding it daily with vivid images of success, gratitude, and unstoppable belief, your subconscious will become your greatest ally. It will work relentlessly, day and night, even while you sleep, aligning people, circumstances, and ideas to move you closer to your vision. Your subconscious is always listening. The question is, what are you telling it? The cost of the dream. Sacrifice. Every dream, no matter how beautiful, carries a price tag. Desire and faith may spark the fire, but sacrifice is the fuel that keeps it burning. There is no achievement without cost. Just like Santiago in The Alchemist, who sold his flock of sheep to pursue a vision he could barely explain. Just like the crystal merchant who faced the terrifying choice between the comfort of routine and the uncertainty of growth. We too must face the quiet but relentless question, what are you willing to give up? Because the pursuit of any great dream demands more than mere hope. It demands time, long hours spent learning, practicing, refining your craft while others rest. It demands discipline, the willingness to keep going, even when the results don't come as quickly as you imagined. It demands courage to face failure, criticism, and the painful judgment of those who don't share your vision. You will face days of doubt, moments when quitting feels easier than pressing on, nights when you question whether any of it is worth it. And in those moments, sacrifice will test your resolve. Success is never free. For every breakthrough, there are countless hours unseen, sacrifices no one applauds. The weekends spent working instead of relaxing. The opportunities declined because they don't align with your higher goal. The comfort traded for growth, the safety exchanged for potential. But as heavy as sacrifice may feel, it is lighter than the weight of regret. Because regret has a price too. The price of never trying. The price of wondering what if. The slow ache of dreams left unchased. Potential left unrealized. The choice is never between sacrifice or no sacrifice. The choice is always between the price of discipline today or the cost of regret tomorrow. Those who succeed understand this deeply. They choose the temporary discomfort of sacrifice over the lasting pain of unfulfilled dreams. In the end, your dream will demand its payment, not to punish you, but to prepare you. For it's in the sacrifice that you build the strength, the skills, and the character required to hold the success you're pursuing. Every dream is earned. The question is, will you pay the price? The mastermind. You're not alone. There's a common myth in stories of success. The image of the lone genius, battling against the odds, relying solely on personal brilliance and willpower to achieve greatness. But Napoleon Hill shatters this illusion with one of his most powerful, yet often overlooked, principles: the mastermind. At its core, the mastermind is simple. Surround yourself with people who share your ambition, your values, and your determination. People who challenge you, support you, and hold you accountable to your highest standard. Because while personal desire, faith, and sacrifice are essential, there is a limit to what one person can see, know, and accomplish alone. We are all vulnerable to blind spots, moments of weakness, and the creeping doubt that whispers when progress slows. But within a true mastermind group, something extraordinary happens. When your belief falters, they remind you of your vision. When you feel lost, they offer new perspectives. When fear whispers its familiar lies, "You're not good enough. This will never work," they shout louder, "Keep going. You're closer than you think." A mastermind creates a kind of collective mind, a pool of experiences, insights, and energy far greater than any single person could generate alone. Each member contributes their unique strengths, knowledge, and creativity. Ideas are refined, weaknesses are exposed, and better solutions emerge through honest, constructive dialogue. This is not mere networking or casual friendship. A true mastermind is intentional. It's a partnership built on trust, respect, and shared purpose. Everyone involved is committed not just to their own success, but to the success of every member in the group. History is filled with examples. Henry Ford gathered brilliant minds like Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, and others in his inner circle. The great thinkers of ancient Greece formed philosophical schools, constantly challenging and refining each other's ideas. Modern entrepreneurs form mastermind groups that fuel innovation, hold each other accountable, and accelerate collective growth. No one becomes great entirely alone. Even the most self-made legends were lifted by the wisdom, encouragement, and challenge of others. Your dream is yours to pursue, but it doesn't have to be a solitary journey. Find your mastermind. Surround yourself with those who lift your vision higher, who challenge you to grow, who won't let you quit when the road gets hard. Because when many minds unite toward a single purpose, the impossible becomes possible. The enemies within: fear and indecision. The greatest battles we fight are rarely with the world around us. They're not against the economy, or difficult bosses, or even the setbacks of our past. The most dangerous enemies live much closer, inside us. Napoleon Hill identifies them with piercing clarity. The fear of poverty, that lurking anxiety of never having enough. The fear of criticism, the paralyzing worry about what others will say. The fear of failure, that inner voice whispering, "What if you can't do it?" The fear of loss, the hesitation to risk what we already have. These fears operate silently, often unnoticed, but they shape our decisions, our hesitations, our self-sabotage. Most people don't fail because they try and lose. They fail because they never try fully. Because fear, like a thief in the night, steals their courage before the first step is even taken. Persistence, the test of commitment. But even when we confront our fears, the path forward is rarely smooth. Life seems to test how serious we are. Delays appear, plans unravel, friends disappoint, opportunities vanish. It feels at times as if the universe itself watches and asks, "Do you really want this? Are you prepared to endure?" And in these moments, persistence becomes the dividing line between those who merely wish and those who achieve. Hill writes, "Every failure carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit." Failure, then, is not final. It's feedback. Each setback contains a lesson, a refinement, a hidden gift, but only for those who persist long enough to find it. Persistence isn't blind stubbornness. It's adaptive, creative, relentless. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones and disappointments into fuel. The sixth sense, mastery beyond logic. And then, after long periods of focused thought, unwavering action, and countless tests of will, something shifts. Hill calls this mysterious shift the sixth sense, an intuitive awareness that seems to place the right ideas, people, and opportunities in your path at exactly the right moment. It's not superstition, it's not luck, it's the product of deep preparation, of training your mind, your emotions, and your actions so thoroughly that you become attuned to possibilities most never notice. The universe doesn't conspire for the half-hearted, but for those who've proven their readiness through discipline and faith, doors seem to open as if by magic. The real treasure, who you become. Many open think and grow rich, believing it's merely a manual for making money. But those who stay with it long enough realize the true treasure is not wealth, it's transformation, the courage to dream bigger than your fears, the discipline to act consistently, even when results delay, the wisdom to view failure as teacher, not enemy, the quiet confidence to inspire others by example. Wealth may follow, but it is no longer the prize. The real reward is the person you become along the way. Hill writes, "The world has the habit of making room for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he is going." Your whisper. Your turn. Perhaps even now you feel it. That small, persistent whisper. Could there be more for me? Hill's answer is clear. Yes. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But first, you must choose. Desire over doubt. Faith over fear. Action over hesitation. My reflection on Think and Grow Rich. After spending time with this book, what strikes me most is not simply its formulas for wealth, but its timeless reminder that success is an inside job. Yes, external skills matter. Yes, circumstances play a role. But at the deepest level, your thoughts, your beliefs, your persistence, these are the architects of your future. Think and Grow Rich is not just a guidebook. It's a challenge to face your fears, take full responsibility for your dreams and build a life of purpose. And that's why, decades after its release, its message still echoes powerfully today. If you found value in this, subscribe to Audiobook Bites. Every week, we break down powerful books that don't just inform, they transform.